Hello, I'm Will Johnson with Pathbinder Publishing, and today I'm here speaking with Bill Wynne, author of Understanding and Combating Racism, My Path from Oblivious American to Evolving Activist. All the proceeds from this book go to the Wynne-Strauss Fund for Racial and Social Justice. Tell me a little bit more about this fund.
Well, I really appreciate you asking that, Will, because it's important that people just know about the fund, but just the background. Just very briefly, my wife and I um, had the opportunity, based on a bequest coming through the Strauss side of the family, if you will. That's my mother's maiden name. To create a fund with the Rochester Area Community Foundation here in Rochester, and they they collect. They have all sorts of ways of people that can participate in terms of whether it's the arts, whether it's education, whether it's things like racial and social justice, where funds can be created and then grants can be provided through the funds. They manage the fund, the foundation does, and so therefore it's in the marketplace and getting returns on investment and all that. So that's how eventually grant money can be developed. But this is an outright donation, what we did initially, because eventually, after we pass away, after my wife and I, and after our own children pass away, and after our grandchildren pass away, the monies revert back to the fund, in total for this purpose. So that hopefully is like a long time for us still, and maybe 100 years in making with the family generations that I just mentioned, that will have an ability to participate in ways that my wife and I have chosen to participate on these issues. So therefore, they can make grants. They can become, working with the foundation over the next several decades and maybe through the century to do the same thing. And again, as it should be somewhat intuitive, but that presents an awareness again, participation into the betterment of life and for those particular organizations. Um, I also, so that's about 3 years in the making, and we've had it, and that's the way it's kind of set up. Now, the reason for kind of the net proceeds going into of the sale of the book into this is that uh, I could just state it clearly and say that my privilege, so to speak, not necessarily white privilege, but because there's other races and ethnicities can participate in the foundation. But I had the bequest privilege to be able to do this, and I felt that it was important in terms of writing the book that I don't, again, another matter of privilege is that my wife and I don't need to benefit from any of the sales of this. Who knows whether it's going to be a bestseller or not? I hope it sells a few. But if it does go out over the goal line and there's money to go, it won't go in our pocket. It'll go into the fund's pocket for the purposes that were outlined in the book for racial and social justice. So that's kind of the background. That's kind of the setup of the fund, and why we decided to do it this way. And I just think that we're blessed that we're able to be in that position to do that.